Hey everybody, welcome back to TechOdyssey. So today I'm here with something really exciting. I know some of you guys have been waiting on this since I made the announcement that I bought it. It's in. It's finally here. The Galaxy Book Pro 360. So this one not only is super light and has the i7, it's very powerful, all those great things, but it also flips around, the 360 portion of it, and it has a touch screen, and it even comes with an S Pen. So you kind of get the tablet functionality, but you also get the powerful, super portable laptop aspect as well, which is one of the reasons why I went for it, because I use my Tab S7 Plus all the time for productivity stuff. So I thought maybe this might be the best of both worlds. Maybe it's the holy grail of like productivity kind of portability computing. So who knows? But we're going to go ahead and dive in, do the unboxing, do the first impression stuff. I mean, I've been using it for like 7 hours. So this is real first impression stuff. I'm going to make the review and all that stuff. But really important, I like to do the unboxing so everybody can see what's in the box and then talk about kind of my first impressions on it. That's why this box is so light. Like, whoop, I already took it out. Anyway, just for appearances. So now, before we get into all this, I do want to say if this is your first time stopping by the channel, thank you for being here. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. Let's talk about the Galaxy Book Pro 360. Okie dokie, here we are with the unboxing for the Galaxy Book Pro 360, and I thought this was amusing. This is kind of the same material that they have whenever you get a new tab or tablet device from Samsung. I don't know if they do this with all their laptops. This is the first Samsung laptop I've actually owned. So I got the Mystic Navy colored one, and I think this is the last Mystic color I haven't had in any of my devices. I've had the Mystic Bronze and Mystic Silver. I like this Mystic Blue. I think it looks really good. Looks really sharp. You can take a look at some of the ports over there on the right hand side and then also on the left hand side as well. You'll get to see this a little bit more later. It's kind of dark here. So, but on the left hand side you got the USB-Cs, on the right hand side the Thunderbolt SD card port. On the bottom you can see you got the little anti-skid things over there, so you can kind of try and keep it in place as long as it's not too smooth or slippery of a surface. The speakers are on the bottom, one on each side, downward firing. And here we are lifting up the screen. Go ahead and remove this so you can get a good top-down look at the keyboard. A nice big touchpad on there. Some people have kind of complained about it a little bit. I do like the layout of the keyboard. I like the 10 key on the end of it. I think that's really nice. It's got the fingerprint sensor. And yeah, overall, I think it's really light. It's only about 3 pounds. And then this is where the cool 360 part comes in, because the screen flips around the back. So you also get that. I really wanted to go with this one. I like tablets. If y'all seen my previous videos, you know I like the Tab S7. I like the Tab S7 Plus. So I wanted to see exactly kind of how good this works as far as like a tablet and a computer all in one. Inside this little box here, we've got the most useless documentation in the world. I don't even know why they put this in a little box other than just for, and obviously I guess presentation. But anyway, you got a USB-C to USB-C. It's actually quite a long cable, so you can plug it in. You don't have to be like 3 feet away from the outlet. And here we have the S Pen, which comes with it, which is very nice. It's got the little button there, which has limited functionality. You can use it to erase stuff when you're drawing. And it's very much like the S Pen that comes with the Tab S7, but it doesn't have as many features, at least not to my knowledge. And then we have the charging brick here as well, which comes with it. So you've got everything you need in the box: charger, charging cable, unlike their phones. Gotta dig them for that. But anyway, charger, charging cable, S Pen, and the documentation. So you've got everything you need inside the box to get going as soon as you take it out of the box. Now let me go ahead and get this set up and we'll come back and discuss more. All right, ta-da, here it is. The Galaxy Book Pro 360. So I went ahead and I got the navy one. There were two options as far as colors when you get the 15-inch model. There's a 13-inch model as well, but I went with the larger one because I do a lot of work. I want the space, I want the 1 terabyte, all that good stuff, bigger screen, and I want the best one, right? I mean, I made the video before about I bought the maxed out one, just so you know though. So just to date this, today is the 14th of May, the day it has come out. You're watching this on the 15th because I'm releasing it the next morning. But when it comes to this, there is a 5G model, and I'm really frustrated because they advertised it, right? It said it was supposed to have 5G at the announcement. That is apparently coming later, as well as the LTE functionality for the 13-inch. I believe the 13-inch is LTE. I don't know if it's 5G, and I believe that the 15-inch you can get only in 5G, but it's got Wi-Fi 6. It's really fast. So I set it up, I've been using it, I got the fingerprint sensor set up, all that crazy jazz. It does some really cool things. I do want to point out though, there are a lot, you can see like the fingerprints on here, the grease and oil and stuff. I mean, I wash my hands all the time. Like, I'm a very, very super hygiene oriented person. Don't touch my face, don't do any of this crazy stuff. And yeah, it gets fingerprints on it really bad. So just putting that one out there, you're gonna have to deal with that. Very, very lightweight. So I've actually got here as well my MacBook Pro 16-inch, and you're gonna have to forgive the lack of like super production value in this video. This is a lot to work with. So I've got my MacBook Pro 16-inch. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. This might be a really expensive video if I drop this. So here they are next to each other. Line it up. So the MacBook Pro 16-inch is actually a little bit bigger, and it's a little bit thicker, but I kind of would expect that. I mean, it's a 16-inch versus a 15-inch on the screen, but at least I didn't look at the numbers, but I know that the Galaxy Book Pro is supposed to be like 3.5 pounds, and it's really light. It's really nice, very versatile. So it's got the S Pen as well. The S Pen mounts up here on the top back part of the screen. It will work over here as well, kind of, but it's very, very weak. And that's one of the things that I hate about this. It doesn't have a dedicated S Pen slot like the Galaxy the Galaxy Chromebook that I have, and I really love. I do like they went with the bigger S Pen, but yeah, you can really only stick it here, and even then, I mean, you barely push it at all. It's not really a strong magnet. It's even weaker, I think, than the one on the back of the Tab S7 and S7 Plus, which is nothing to write home about. So yeah, that's a frustration. Also, it has downward firing speakers. Now here you can hear the speaker test here. I played a song, so we'll check that out so you can hear the audio. But yeah, the downward firing speakers, one, they're not large. I mean, they're AKG tuned, that's great, but not a lot of sound there. It's not super powerful. It's okay. I mean, this is not something you're going to be doing massive gaming or like listening to like death metal in your office with it turned up. There's not a lot of bass either. That's kind of the other disappointing part. So when it comes to ports, it's got two USB-C over here on the left-hand side, and then on the right-hand side, it's got a Thunderbolt. It's actually got an SD card slot, so you can throw that in there and top it up with some more storage, a headphone jack. One thing I do like though, and I think they kind of took this from a page out of the MacBook Pro's playbook, you can plug in the charger on either side. So you can plug it on the left side, you can plug it on the right side. That's nice. It's got a nice long charging cable for the adapter, which I like too. It's not like a 3-foot one or a 2-foot one. It's not like Apple where they continually screw you with the shortest cords in the world. Their MacBook Pro does have a long cable though, so I'll give them that. But this has a nice cable, and actually I checked a minute ago, it's like right at about 3 pounds, not 3.5, so it's very light. It actually has fans in here. It does warm up a little bit when you're using it, but you can hear the fans kick in. I actually kind of like that. And maybe it's just old school me because I've been dealing with computers for like 25 years now, but it's enjoyable that every once in a while you can hear the fans come on, like unlike with some other tablets and other computers, there's like no fan. They want to go for the whole fanless experience, and that's cool, except for thermals and all that jazz. But anyway, I think that it dissipates the heat pretty well. And here we go, for a one-handed test. If it's on a flat surface, you're not going to be able to do it like from here, because if it's on a flat surface and there's no grip, it just pushes the laptop back. It's best to do it over here from the side, but you can lift it and close it with one hand. It's actually much easier to close it than it is to open it. And then you've got the fingerprint sensor over here, easy peasy, works well. You can unlock it that way. So that's nice. It's got the 11th generation Intel i7 on it, along with the Evo technology. So it seems to be pretty powerful. I've downloaded some games. I'm going to test it out. It's supposed to be able to do casual gaming. They say, okay, yeah, you can play Fortnite, Call of Duty. It's probably, I think from what I read, like 30 or 40 frames per second. I'm not touching that. But it will play League of Legends from what I've read up to about 150 frames per second. And I'm all about that. So I downloaded Diablo 3, League of Legends, and StarCraft 2, and I'm going to start with those as I test it out, and we'll see where it goes from there. Battery life, I don't really have a good handle on that yet because I just got it today. They advertise 20 hours of battery life. I'm going to tell you, like Mallory does on the old TV show, the lie detector has determined that that is a lie. I don't know what world you're going to get 20 hours of battery life out of this. Maybe if you have everything turned off, turn off Wi-Fi, turn the brightness down, listen to it with no sound on, look at it with the cover over your head because it's so dim you can't see it. I don't know what conditions they got 20 hours, but I'm fairly certain you ain't gonna get it. But if it gets me 8 to 10 hours, that's gonna be great. If it gets me 5 or 6 hours, I'll probably be happy with that because my Galaxy Chromebook definitely doesn't get that. But I really wanted this to use as an alternative because right now I use my Galaxy Chromebook for a lot of computer tasks. When I'm like laying in bed at night or I'm sitting there, I've got it propped up in my lap. I like to do a lot of stuff in the evening. I don't like sitting at my computer all the time. Or if I want to go somewhere and work on location, I don't want to be tethered to my desktop or have to take my MacBook Pro out. I like my MacBook Pro, but I'm really more of a PC guy. I mean, I use my Mac Mini now for pretty much all of my video editing, and my 16-inch MacBook Pro has been given to my wife. She loves it. So I have it if I need it when I travel, but this guy right here, I don't think it's going to edit on the same level as my MacBook Pro just because it doesn't have a dedicated GPU. Now, it's got the Xe graphics in it, the Iris Xe. That's fine and dandy. That's going to help some, and definitely I think that it'll be able to render some. I'm going to test it out. I don't have time to test it out now, but I'm going to test it out for the full review so that way you can see what it's like. I'm going to export 1080p and also try to export 4K if it'll show up and see how that goes. I'm going to use DaVinci Resolve because I have a license for that. So stay tuned for that. The keyboard's really nice. Now it's got, I think, the scissor style keys on it, and that's fine and dandy as well. The keyboard is a pleasure to type on. I like it. I love having the 10 key on here. It's so nice having the 10 key keys so you can use this, and they're actually large enough that you can use them. So I also appreciate that because I use those a lot, especially for work stuff. I am a tax attorney. I do a lot of numbers, so it's really nice to have that. That's very important to me. Now, as far as the function keys up top, I really wish that they would have adopted like the touch bar, kind of like the MacBook has, or even like some of the Asus computers have. I think that would be more beneficial in 2021, maybe moving forward, especially with the Samsung stuff that's built into it. Now, the Samsung stuff on the computer is not readily apparent. Like, it doesn't prompt you for anything when you start it up. You wouldn't know this is any different than a normal laptop. Their whole sales pitch was, oh, it's more like a phone. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted it. I did get my Samsung phone near it earlier, and I think it asked me if I had a Samsung phone. I've been using my OnePlus though, so we'll see how it goes. Actually, I'll put my phone next to it right now. I don't know if it auto detects or anything like the earbuds. I'm gonna mess with that more later, but the Samsung apps are there. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with it, so that's cool as well. Pen up, and there's other cool stuff on here. I need more time with it. This is more of a at face value, what have I done with it so far? I'm not happy about the 720p HD webcam. There's been so much criticism for the MacBook Pros for this for so long. I don't know why in the world they couldn't just put a 1080p on here. I know that 720p is kind of the standard, but it's really not the most amazing in the world. I don't know why, especially with the amount of money and for the little amount of footprint that it takes up, just put a 1080p webcam. It's not hard, folks. Screen is nice and brilliant, beautiful AMOLED. It's only 1080p. I know that's supposed to help keep the battery life to where it lasts longer because you got a Quad HD, a 4K screen, it burns up more battery. I understand. It doesn't really bother me. It actually feels like a pretty good fit for this 15-inch screen. Like me personally, I do wish it was a 4K though. I mean, I am going to ding them on that a little bit, especially when this costs $1,500 for the maxed out model. $1,299 to get your foot in the door, 512s of storage. The SSD is super quick. It installs things fast. The OS is very zippy, so I like that. I appreciate that. I'm glad it's on, and I'm glad I could get a 1 terabyte model. So 1 terabyte model, 16 gigs of RAM, which is great. I definitely went with that over the 8 gigs. All of that came out to $14.99. I traded in my Tab S7. They gave me $475. And then there was a $150 credit that I used to get a 24-inch monitor that's back ordered. So it'll be here eventually. But overall, so far I like it a lot. I like Samsung stuff, so I like that I'm going to be able to use my phone with it and, you know, cross-platform some of these things on here. But so far, I think it's worth the price tag. I don't think it's trying to be anything super amazing. I feel like this is just a competitor for the 13-inch MacBook Pro with a little bit bigger screen, and it kind of falls between the MacBook Pro and the MacBook Pro 16-inch model, which has the dedicated GPU. So that's going to win out whenever you talk about things like graphics and exporting and doing your rendering and doing video editing and stuff like that. Having that GPU really makes a big difference for those types of things. But 11th gen i7, 16 gigs of RAM in this model that I have, I think that it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to testing it out more. I'm going to test out the gaming, test out the editing, and get into it and do a deep dive for the full review and let you know how it is, because I'm going to use it for reals. But this is my unboxing, first impressions, general thoughts about it, and let you get to see it some up close and in person, as opposed to just like, hey, let's watch this thing on Samsung, and then they showed up on the big screen and they do this cool little video and then it's over. So this is it, Galaxy Book Pro 360. Yeah, that's all I've got for now. Also, the stylus doesn't do like the gestures or anything fancy. It's just like, it's kind of like the stylus for the S6 Lite, or the stylus that you can get to go with the S21 Ultra. It's just a larger one. And I don't know how in the world they keep making so many different styluses or styli. It would be nice if they could just have one or two sizes. There's a stylus for the Note, there's a stylus for the Tab, there's a stylus for everything. So anyway, that's all I've got. If you have any questions or comments, anything you want specifically looked at, please leave that in the comment section. I'll address that as I move forward in my testing of this laptop. And if you enjoy the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.